able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen. Yep, welcome
Okay,
screen.
awesome.
Rohit, meanwhile, can you give me the share access Excel?
Yeah, you are in the presenter mode, and you should be having the access.
Okay, so it's disabled for me. Maybe let me try to rejoin.
Mhm. Samir, is it okay if we have a very quick, very short introduction? Is that fine? You are unmuted. I see you unmuted, but I'm not able to hear you. Okay, let me make you the presenter. You're the presenter. Take a look if you're able to. No, I cannot hear you, Samir. And that is fine if you are not able to speak up, or there may be some audio issues. I made you the presenter again. Paneer, take a look. If you have the share access now.
So it's showing share screen, but it's disabled. I don't know if I have to enable something. Let's see.
Uh, hmm. Okay, so let me stop sharing the screen and you can try after that. Take a look.
Oh yeah, so now it's enabled. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead and share your
Yeah,
screen.
let's get going, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, Thank you guys, and welcome to the LA Meetup group. Let's get going and let's not wait for a lot of time. Uh, Welcome and thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Samendra and Samir, thank you for taking time and joining this meetup group. Today we are gonna explore the agent fabric as well as the MuleSoft vibes. These are the two main topics that we are gonna explore. Let's dive a little about the agenda, what our agenda is today. We are going to go through a kind of a quick introduction about the speakers. And today, I and Paneer are the speakers. Um, and we are going to discuss about the main updates that came during Dreamforce, as well as how the product roadmap looks like. That is what we are going to look into. Then we are going to dive into MuleSoft Agent Fabric. We are going to look into the main pillars of the Agent Fabric. And then I will hand it over to Paneer. And Paneer is going to kind of a dive into the MuleSoft vibes. And we are going to do the kind of a demo on the MuleSoft vibes. We are going to look into it on the first hand. And we will wrap up with any of the questions that you guys might be having. And yeah, that is how we are gonna wrap up this particular discussion. Um, Let me take a pause on this forward-looking statement. So in case there is a statement that involves any kind of a risk, uncertainties, or any kind of assumptions, let me take a pause here so that you guys can look into this forward-looking statement before diving further. Okay, thank you. So I am Rohit Malik and I work for Folio Incorporation. It is a Santa Barbara based kind of a public company I work for. I am the senior manager on the systems engineering side and I lead a team of engineers at Folio. Uh, I have been involved in the community for last 7 years or so. I started in 2018 and I lead the LA Meetup group as well as I'm a MuleSoft ambassador also. Uh, yeah, that is about me. Uh, Paneer, over to you for a quick introduction.
Yeah, thanks, Rohit. Hey everyone, my name is Panir Selvam Kupusamy. I'm a specialist solution engineer at MuleSoft. So I've been working with the MuleSoft in last 5 years, based out of Corona, California. So before joining MuleSoft, I actually worked a couple of MuleSoft customers like AAA and then Capital Group. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Paneer. Thank
Hmm?
you so much. Okay, perfect. Let's dive a bit about what were the key announcements around during Dreamforce. So I was there in Dreamforce, and I have been going to Dreamforce, and specifically the MuleSoft keynote was very kind of a very interesting. And these are the main announcements mm, that came during that particular keynote. And on top of this list was the MuleSoft Agent Fabric. And what Agent Fabric is basically a kind of a agentic layer that is at the heart of the, kind of a the overall agentic automation that is going on, and it is the new control plane for the AI agents across the enterprise. What that means is that this provides a kind of a intelligent orchestration, discovery, and governance functionality around agents. So it doesn't matter where you build the agent, but this particular platform now gives the functionality that you can build your agent anywhere, or you can build your agent within MuleSoft, and you can discover those agents across your business. Basically, you can register the agent through your agent registry that is available within Agent Fabric, and you can discover those irrespective of where those agents are built. And then through the agent broker you can orchestrate those so that the agent broker can pass the information to the right agent based on the domain that communication is gonna need. So the agent broker is the orchestration layer within the agent fabric, and then agent fabric provides the different policies that we can implement on those agents so that our communication is safer and it can be governed through the agent the governance capabilities that the agent fabric is providing. And then the fourth pillar of the agent fabric is around visualization, so that we can visualize how the connection between the different agents is set up. So that is about agent fabric. And the next announcement was the around the MuleSoft vibes. The MuleSoft Vibes is a kind of a flagship conversational AI agent for the enterprise grade integrations. Okay, so what that means is now we can design the integration architecture and validate those integration architecture through the conversation only. We don't need to write the code, but through the conversation and prompts we can create the design architecture as well as validate those standards that we build through the MuleSoft vibe. Not even the design, we can now develop APIs, integrations, and MCP servers just through this conversational interface that is MuleSoft Vibes, we can manage our code base, all the code matrices, and we can manage the reusable functionalities that we or the reusable assets that we build directly through the MuleSoft Vibes. And Paneer is going to dive into that particular conversational MuleSoft Vibe conversational feature in depth. And then we can monitor the health and the traffic through the MuleSoft Vibes directly. And then we can troubleshoot the deployment errors directly through the MuleSoft Vibes. This was a very important announcement. Further from there, MuleSoft Exchange Agent was announced. And what that means is that we now have a conversational interface again for the anypoint exchange. And now with this conversational interface, we can search our APIs or any of the agentic asset that we deploy onto the exchange. We can now build the API specification much faster. We can manage and reuse the integrations much quicker through this conversational interface that is MuleSoft Exchange Agent. Then, and all these features are now GA. Then the another announcement was around the diagnostic agent, and diagnostic agent is very interesting that without any custom observability, we now have the observability within the MuleSoft platform that can detect the issues much faster because we have the observability inbuilt that is uh, powered through the AI agents, and we can troubleshoot these issues much faster, and that way we can kind of reduce the resolution time of those issues much faster through the MuleSoft diagnostic agent. So another very good feature that was announced. Then on the B2B side, the MuleSoft EDI agent was announced. What that means is that now we have the agent-driven onboarding because in the B2B partner management space, we need to have the onboarding, and now this onboarding is through the agent is driven through the agents, which is the EDI agent. Overall lifecycle management and overall monitoring and exceptional handling capabilities are announced through the EDI agent, so that we can monitor the exceptions and handle those exceptions intelligently. And last one was announced as the integration intelligence. And what that means is that we can now govern the overall kind of a development through the AI agents. So we now have the governance and observability built in. We don't need to kind of a uh, build it through the custom integration. So yes, Samir, seems like you have a question. You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
All right.
you.
Okay, so you listed all those different agents here: MuleSoft Exchange Agent, Agent Dynastic, and then Integration Intelligence. Uh, how can I access those agents? Are they different from the MuleSoft Dev agent?
Uh, so
Like in
these are the I can tell you about the MuleSoft vibes, and Paneer, if you want to add on top of that question, you
Mhm.
can add.
Sure.
These are having some additional licenses. Some of them are out of the box available, and some needs the licenses. And Paneer can add on top of that. Paneer, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you need to have that entitlement configured in the any point. So once you have the entitlement configured, then it will show, for example, the diagnostic agent. If you have the entitlement configured and the permission is applied, then when you open the runtime manager, you will see that diagnostic agent.
so we have to buy it like that that entitlement we need to purchase, or is
So
it
you
part
need
of
to
our
reach,
subscription?
yeah, so you need to reach out to the your MuleSoft AE account executive um, to purchase that.
Okay. I have another question. Like we have this MuleSoft Dev agent, right? As
Yeah.
a part of. So what are you mentioned here, MuleSoft Exchange Agent or Diagnostic Agent? Can that be done through the dev agent? Because through the dev agent, I can query exchange, list down assets. Is it, or we what extra features are available in this exchange agent or diagnostic agent other than what is offered through the MuleSoft dev agent?
So basically, new MuleSoft Dev Agent or Vibes is connected with a MuleSoft MCP server, and whatever the functionality is added are available with the MuleSoft MCP server. I think there are around
Mhm.
40 operations available with the MCP server. All those 40 operations you can do it with the Vibes. So it's in the background, whatever the agent you're working with, it's all working with the MuleSoft MCP server.
Okay, okay. So MuleSoft Vibes is, that's what the MuleSoft dev agent, right? And
Yep, yep,
but
it
all
is.
other things, integration intelligence. Can you explain more about, or can you elaborate more on this integration intelligence? What it does?
So integration intelligent, you can think of like a extension of your current anypoint monitoring. So it's not GA yet. We are planning to GA by Jan. It's in beta right now. So you need to have basically a Salesforce account as well. It works with Salesforce and anypoint. We kind of send all the metrics of your monitoring aspect into the data cloud, and from data cloud we can configure your dashboards with the Tableau dashboards, all built-in dashboards you can configure, and you can basically observe more of your APIs deployed in any point, and you can take actions, all those things you can do it. It's kind of extension of current anypoint monitoring.
And is this extension available in any Visual Studio Code? I- How can, is it possible to view that through Visual Studio Code?
It is not possible to view it in Visual Studio Code. It will be you can view that in a Salesforce. So basically you need to do certain actions to connect the Salesforce instance and the Anypoint instance. You need to do a couple of setups, and once all the things are configured, then you should be able to see everything in the Salesforce page basically. But again, so this is not a GA yet. Right now, it's in beta. Once it's in GA, then we will introduce all the things, and we will add more documentation about that.
And about this exchange or diagnostic agent, how can I access them? Like, is it, are they available as an extension
So
to this?
currently, I think currently MuleSoft Vibe is GA. So if you can access MuleSoft Vibe, then you should be able to access all the features, which listing the APIs, and then searching the APIs. All those things are possible with the MuleSoft Vibes.
Right, right, okay. And this exchange, this will be available. Is it available? Is GA quarter four? Is it available now, or?
Vibes is available. It's GA now. Yep.
Oh no. What about exchange agent and the diagnostic agent?
So Exchange Agent, if you wanted to separately use it in Runtime Manager, it's not yet available. It will be available by Q4. Diagnostic Agent is basically already available. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sumit. Very good question. Thank you, Paneer, for clarifying those. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So another announcements were around MuleSoft agent-to-agent support, where we can build the workflows between multiple agents and kind of a simplify the discoverability around those agents and improved governance around those governance and control around those agentic communication between the multiple agents or agent-to-agent communication. So that was another kind of a feature or support that was announced. Uh, the policies, I think, I'm personally very kind of a looking for these kind of a policies, because uh, we process so much sensitive information through the agents, and if we don't have the right policies to kind of a control the information that is flowing through the agent, it becomes kind of a sometime it becomes a security risk. So there were multiple kind of a policies that were announced around the agent to agent kind of a policies for Flex Gateway, kind of a PII detector that is so much important so that we don't pass any PII information through the kind of a agent communication. Then prompt detector, content logging, spike detection, and rate limiting. All these policies were announced, and I think uh, these are a really good controls on top of the agent to agent communication. And the similar way, many policies were announced around MCP interactions, and these are critical through for any kind of a safe and compliant communication or interaction between the agents and the NCP and the MCP interactions. Okay. Uh, please raise your hand if you have any questions. We will be able to we will try to answer those questions. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. So let's look into how the 2025 overall looks like in terms of the innovation that has gone that has been built on the platform. And if we categorize these in three different kind of a categories between build, orchestrate, and govern categories, there were so many innovations around MuleSoft for flows, MuleSoft vibes, AI documentation generation, MuleSoft agent registry, and kind of a VPC and app upgrade tooling. These were the kind of a many innovations that went into the build layer. On the orchestration side, as I mentioned, we now have the better MCP support, agent to agent communication support. We have now more AI connectors. We have agent broker that is kind of a orchestrating the communication between different agents, and we now have the MuleSoft Topic Center with the API intelligence overall. On the governance side, we have more policies around MCP and agent-to-agent communication. We have the diagnostic agent that helps us in troubleshooting the uh, agents communication. Now have the API cataloging for Salesforce, and we have much better agent visualizer that now gives the visibility which agent is talking to which agent, and we now have the reporting around adoption and usages of the different agents. Okay, so this is a really good kind of a uh, tool set or the innovations that were developed in 2025. And overall, the upcoming roadmap looks like really good around the three categories: build, orchestrate, and govern side. We are going to have the Terraform and CI/CD support. We are going to have much better expanded connectivity toolkit. We are going to have more connectors. The EDI is going to be more scale ready in the coming releases, and there will be much more AI simplification around EDI. And seems like there are going to be many more MuleSoft Vibes innovation around connector builder, uh, app generation, orchestration support, as well as unit test creation automatically. Those are the upcoming kind of features on the roadmap. On the orchestration side, we are going to have the agent scanner, and on the agent broker support side, we are going to have much more expanded LLM support. While we are going to see much better visualization around the MCP tool visualization, and the much better integration intelligence around that is going to bring more telemetry into the data cloud as well as Tableau, so that we can have much better dashboards and reporting functionalities. Okay, good. Let me dive a little into MuleSoft Agent Fabric. Further from here, I was not able to build the kind of a demo around it. Reason being is again the licensing. I was not having it out of the box, but I'm working with one of the uh, my MuleSoft rep, and he's working on bringing me the licenses. So probably the next January session, we are gonna see this live in action. So MuleSoft, as I mentioned, MuleSoft Agent Fabric was one of the main announcement, and this is completely, this has four main pillars. And as I mentioned in the previous points, that agent registry is the central location where we can catalog all our agents, and this can be the single place of discovering all the agents across your enterprise. It doesn't matter whether the agent is developed on MuleSoft as a MuleSoft platform or it is built outside MuleSoft. This is a single kind of a catalog that we can build for easy and single place uh, for overall catalog and discover those agents. Okay. On the orchestration side, we have the agent broker, and the main work of this agent broker is so that it can identify and orchestrate the communication, so that the communication reaches to the right agent, and uh, it provides the seamless routing to the right service, basically, so that the communication reaches to the right agent. Again, on the governance side of this of the agents, MuleSoft Agent Fabric now provides the kind of a better support around the policies, where we can kind of a put the content logging policy, agent rate limiting policy, PII policy, prompt decoration, spike control, basically. So these are the different policies that makes the agent communication more safer and compliant. As I mentioned that around the observe pillar, we are having the agent visualizer, where we can visualize the map of overall agent network, how one agent is talking to another agent, and it gives a complete peek into how the communication happens. So yeah, and this is kind of a overall communication workflow that gives us more sense how the communication is happening. Okay. With MuleSoft vibes, I will hand it over to Paneer so that he can take us through to the MuleSoft vibes.
Yep, you can. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so the MuleSoft Vibe, as Rohit mentioned, it's a AI assisted agent for your Anypoint Code Builder ACB. I think both of you have experienced Anypoint Code Builder or ACB already. So it's been there in the market quite some time, and then now we added MuleSoft Vibes. Initially, it was introduced as a MuleSoft Dev agent. Now it's renamed as a MuleSoft Vibes. So what you can do with Vibes is you can create your Mule application end to end. You can create a brand new Mule project. You can edit your existing Mule project, and you can add in more connectors. It can work with pom.xml. Basically, you can ask whatever you wanted to do. You can ask in just plain English as a prompt. You can send it, and then your Vibes MuleSoft Dev agent will do it for you. And not only development, you can actually manage the application. You can deploy it into a cloud app, or you can start the server, and you can troubleshoot the APIs which is already deployed. You can add policies to it. You can do a lot more things directly from the Vibes. And as I mentioned, the MuleSoft Vibes is powered with multiple MCP server. So by default, it already linked with the MuleSoft MCP server. So whatever the operations which is capable of MCP server is allowed, then the Vibes can do it. And not only that, you can add in any of your MCP servers. I will show that in the demo in a quick short period of time. So you can add any MCP server, and you can extend the MuleSoft Vibes operation extensibility to a different level, and you can operate with and extend discuss with the multiple apps as well. So the vibes is basically created for design, develop, manage, operate. You can design the flow, and you can actually create a mule spec, raml and OS spec directly from the vibes, and you can develop the mule flow. You can manage it. You can actually add policies to it, as I mentioned, and you can also pull metrics directly from the dashboard as well. It also deals with the Anypoint API manager as well. Let's say you wanted to add in a new API into API manager, you can do so. And if you have experienced with the platform APIs of MuleSoft, then whatever the operations that you can do as a Anypoint platform API, everything is actually possible with the MuleSoft pipes. And so these are some of the examples that what Vibes can do currently, and then what is upcoming in the next year and so. So you can generate, modify a Mule project, deploy applications. You can set a custom metadata, and you can search existing asset from Exchange. You can directly publish it from there. You don't need to click any buttons. You can just say the Vibes to do it. It will do it, and you can just list the application. You can search for existing asset from Exchange, run applications locally. All these things are possible. These are just 10 examples. It can also do more than what is listed here. And then quite interestingly, there is a, the recent announcement, MuleSoft agent fabric. You can also build a MuleSoft agent fabric network directly from the ACB or Vibes. This is not possible with the Anypoint Studio. So this is right now only possible with Anypoint Code Builder or Vibes. And again, another feature is a topic center. So center is only enabled with Anypoint Code Builder, and it is not available in Studio right now. So what is upcoming is scaffolding and API, which is we are planning to release starting from, I think, January. It is moved to January. And then you can generate data view transformation, and you can mock API specification, and you can also generate a unit test and update existing unit test as well in the from the future. Right? Okay, so let me show you a demo of Vibes. So this is my Anypoint code builder. So basically how you can get access to Vibes is when you install Anypoint code builder in your VS Code, you should be able to see this particular icon, which is the MuleSoft Dev Agent or the Vibes. Um, all the all the extensions that you can find it in the extension pack. You can search for Anypoint extension pack, and once you install it with the latest Anypoint extension, you should be able to see the Anypoint Vibes here. And what you can do with Vibes is, I will show you some examples what are possible. And then what you see here is MCP server configuration. Currently it's showing that two MCP servers are configured. So how you can configure MCP server is, you can just add in, you can just click that, and then you can click the settings button, and it will show whatever the MCP servers today available in the market. You can just add in all those MCP server if you wanted to interact with those systems. And so currently, I have installed Jira MCP server. So Atlassian also provides Jira MCP server. So what I'm planning to do with that is, that quite possible that there are Jira is mostly used for managing a project. So as and when the new tasks and new issues, projects are being created in Jira, then a Mule developer can directly connect to the Jira server, and then pull in the stories which is personally assigned to them. And then you can ask MuleSoft Vibe to actually develop or implement the code here and directly from here. You don't need to change the screen. Everything is possible just with the Vibes. So how to configure MCP server is, you can just again go to marketplace, and or you can add, or you can actually add directly from the XML as well. So this is how the data is basically stored in the Vibes. All the MCP server details are here. You can actually provide your Jira credentials, then it can start interacting with the Jira server. Right? Any questions so far? Okay, you can anytime you can raise hands and you can ask questions. And then, so what are the other things that you can do is you can add context to the vibes. For example, you have a existing data weave code and you have a couple of DWL that you wanted to feed in to the vibes, and so that the vibes can add that particular files into a new project. You can feed in as additional prompts here. You can add commands and all those things. Based on that, it will the vibes can pick up the files from there. So this is kind of giving your context, background context to generate your mule project. And then the next one is MCP server. We talked about it. And then you can also set up a rules, global rules you can set up, and you can also set up a workspace wise rules. For example, if your company wanted to create, let's say, all the system APIs have to be named specifically in some format, and the process API have to be named in some format. You can define all those things as a rules and then feed it into the vibes. And then when the vibes is generating a mule project, it will follow all these rules, and based on the rules defined, it will actually create all the projects for you. And another aspect of is actually whatever the prompts that you send to MuleSoft Vibes, you can actually execute it in two mode. One is a plan mode and the other one is a act mode. So in the plan mode, what it does is it doesn't execute anything, but it will give you a plan. So let's say you ask a question, then it will give you a detailed plan. Vibes will give you a detailed description of, okay, this is what I'm going to do first, this is what I'm going to do second, something like that. It will detail out the plan. And in the act mode, it actually start creating everything for you. It doesn't basically give you the description, but it'll step by step, it will start executing the actions, and it will also ask you if there is any approval required as well. Okay, so I'm going to send a sample prompt. As I mentioned already, that I have already configured my Jira server with vibes. So I'm going to ask a particular question about Jira. So list list all of the stories. So I'm asking, give me all the stories that are in backlog and it is assigned to me. So it's detailing out the plan, what it is going to do. So it's asking me to execute a particular query with Jira. Okay, so here is a result. We already got it in the form of JSON. So it just, as of now, it's just listing me all the projects or issues assigned to me. Here you can see that the Scrum one, and then this is the issue which is assigned to me. And let me show you the Jira as well. So this is my Jira dashboard. You can see that this is the project that is in the Jira, and then currently it's just one item in the backlog which is directly assigned to me, and that's what it is showing up there, Scrum one, and the description of the story as well. This is the title of the story. What I'm going to ask is implement this story. Story name is Scrum one. So it's going to create one by one file like a pom.xml, and it'll create a new mule project, and it'll add all the necessary APIs that it has to create. Then so let's take a look at what is actually described in the Jira story. So what is mentioned in the Jira story is, as a system developer, system API developer, I wanted to build a Salesforce opportunity system API that can retrieve account records based on the specific field level filter, so that the downstream process API or experience API can consume a standard JSON responses from this. So this is what actually described in the Jira, and it's actually going to implement it for me. As you can see that it is creating the necessary files. This is a mule configuration file. It's creating the config properties. It's creating the pom.xml, and then you can notice that it's automatically detecting whatever the dependencies is required. It's adding it into a pom.xml as well. So it added, I think, Salesforce connector and the HTTP connector. And I think it's done with the project. Now what it's going to do is it's going to dry run the project and making sure if there is no error in the project. So the build is successful. What I have seen in the past is, in case if there is any failure while it is attempting to build the project, it can detect the failure by running the flow, and if there is any failure, it can observe the failure and it automatically fix that problem as well for you. Okay, so it's done with the ask. Let's take a look at the mule flow. So this is the mule flow it built. So it's nicely built what I actually asked, or what is described in the story. So it created a query operation, Salesforce query operation, and it is selecting ID, name, industry, blah 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 from the account based on certain condition, and then after that transforming it into a JSON format and sending it. So it's just a simple implementation that I'm showcasing, but it can do a lot of complex problem as well, right? Yeah, so that's all I wanted to demo as part of the MuleSoft vibe. So is there any question?
Uh, Thank you, Paneer. I have one question regarding the design part.
Mhm.
When you say, if you prompt for API specification,
Yeah.
um, and and if I have some predefined fragments, or like resource types or traits or something that I want to use it,
Mm-hmm.
which are already in the exchange,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to use them in
Yeah.
the prompt.
Yeah.
Can I do that? I want to
Yes.
incorporate them into my API specification instead of redefining it here.
Yep, you can do so. So you can basically ask vibes first, reach out to the fragments whatever is available. Then it will list
Uh,
you all the fragments, and you can say that, okay, this is the fragment that I wanted to use within my API spec, and you can just give. It's just as if like you're talking to an assistant. You can just talk to them and it will do everything.
okay, and it will add that, and any type of fragments, with the data
Yep.
types or examples, or any predefined examples,
Yep.
we can add them here through this prompt.
Yes, you can do so.
Um, and it I think it covers all the, like, development life cycle, right? Like starting from designing, publishing to the exchange, creating the API instance, uh, then build those flows, and then deploy to the specific environment. Everything from start to end, everything will be covered through these prompts.
Yes, everything will be covered with this prompt. So as I mentioned here, so this is the MuleSoft MCP server that which I mentioned, and it has tools. And right now it's showing around 38 tools
Uh-huh.
that is packed with the MuleSoft MCP server. You can actually take a look at it, creating a Mule project, generating a Mule flow, and then create and manage assets. So all the operations are listed here: deploy Mule application, and then list application. So it'll give you everything what possibly can wipes can do it.
Okay. Yeah, one thing, like so the way we have design center interface, right? Where uh, when you first thing will go to design center and the create a specification.
Mhm.
Here, once I create the specification, where I can store them? Is it uh,
You can actually publish it directly into Exchange.
Exchange, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to put it into the designs like the design center?
Um, I'm not quite sure about that. Design Center, I think you can. So Design Center, basically all the specs are stored in a special GitHub environment. Once you add it into the Git environment, then it will show up in the Design Center. Yeah, you can try that. I haven't tried that.
Okay, okay, because that's a place where all developers go and search for. Okay, is there a
Yes.
specification available for certain space APIs, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if it's available in design center, maybe discoverability could be easier. Um,
Mhm. Yes.
uh, okay. So what new we are expecting in the dev in MuleSoft dev, because as you mentioned that everything is right now covered
Yeah.
as a part of the life like life cycle of developing any MuleSoft app. Um, what we're expecting next?
So the data wave transformation, we are actually extending the capability of more complex data wave transformation. You can just ask as a prompt, then it will do. And then creating and updating immunity test cases. That is something coming up in the future. And then scaffolding spec into a Mule project directly from the API spec to scaffolding. Those things are actually coming up in the January release. Basically, it's not very far. It's just a January release.
So you are making trans data view intelligence enough to understand the prompt, user prompt, and generate the that script data view script, right,
Yeah.
based on the prompt. And
Yes.
one thing I noticed that if you because in any point code builder, right, data view already has that canvas with the AI assistant where you can build the script based using the using the AI assistant. That like as a part of if you go to any transform in the any point code builder here, I think they have that feature available where uh, right, yeah, the next below, yeah, this is when I'm talking about where you can take help from AI to build your data view script.
So not yet. So you right now. So I know what you're referring. I think you might have referring the Agent Force, the previous assistant that was released before the Dev Agent. Is that what you're referring?
So I'm talking about, see if there's a second option map. Can you scroll up a bit? Uh, Scroll up on this. If there's a map and transform with AI.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay, here, if you provide some input, it will generate an what output I'm
Mhm.
expecting. It will generate the uh, that transformation for me.
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
that how?
So some of them, I don't know, like you can try executing it. Some of them,
Okay, okay.
UI wise, it's all available, and then maybe it will do partially, and probably it will not do fully all those things. So as and when we release, we keep releasing every week. There is a new update in the ACB. So as and when there is any update, then it will start showing up things there for the user to experience and then understand, but I'm not sure it'll do all the job that you want.
Okay. And so the two MCP servers actually, that's one is you're talking about Jira when you added, right, where you're connecting to the Jira and getting your stories and the things. For in the dev agent, I see the two MCP servers active.
Yeah.
So one is from the MuleSoft, and other one is the Jira one you have.
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Paneer.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yep, Paneer. Hi. I also have a few questions here.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, thank you. The session was really helpful to understand these concepts. One thing is, these all demo and the details which you showed are related to MuleSoft. Can we provide some custom file which have some instructions which can be done? I mean, within this agent, for example. Most of the applications we manage properties outside our MuleSoft application, right? So those properties, if I provide some instructions to add, delete, and to manage it, so can it be done from here?
So you mean you are storing all the files in a different workspace or different folder
Yes.
structure?
Yes.
So you need
Right.
to feed it. You need to feed it as a context. So here you can see that, right?
Mhm.
Add
Yeah.
folder, add file. You can feed in all those files as a context, and then the wipes can actually start working on it.
Okay. Okay. That's great. The second question is, I also installed Anypoint Code Builder extension, but I'm not seeing this option of wipe. So how it is enabled for you?
So have you? So you need to basically enable some few permissions in your anypoint org. You need
Okay.
to log into your anypoint org basically, and also wipes require you to log in. So right now, if you see in my left bottom, I see I
Mhm.
already logged in into my anypoint account. So you need to log into the anypoint account, and you need to enable certain permissions from the anypoint account for the wipes to fully work.
Okay, okay, got it. But there, do you have any documentation for it, like to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
through?
I think there should be MuleSoft. If you go to document.mulesoft.com and if
Hmm.
you search for ACB setup, ACB setup, then you should see all the instructions.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paneer.
Yeah, no problem.
And Paneer, this MuleSoft Vibes is an extension available with Visual Studio Code, right?
Yeah,
Only with the Visual Studio Code.
yes, awesome. So that's all I wanted to show it as a demo. We can go back to the slides.
One other question, Paneer. If I'm building something like, say, for example, SAP, uh, and I'm going to use SAP connector, but the dependencies, the libraries, they're ex- they are somewhere in the maybe Exchange or in our Artifactory. How prompt will detect those dependencies which are not in? If dependencies are not in Exchange, uh, is it possible to detect it from somewhere else, or it
Um,
has to be in Exchange? All the dependencies, like say for example, SAP connector is there, but SAP connector needs other dependencies, right? Those libraries. Uh,
yeah. So
how those libraries will be then added, or
So how are you maintaining those libraries? I mean, is this library stored somewhere in your
they are
com-
in our Artifactory. We use
yeah.
JFrog Artifactory. They are stored there. So should we need to push them first to the Exchange in
E-
order to, or
yeah. Either you can do that, or if I don't know if JFact Artifactory have any MCP server. If it has
okay,
capability, then you can add that MCP server as a MCP server so that Vibe can start interacting with the Artifactory directly.
okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
So yeah, maybe there's one. Yeah, for any external things or any external dependencies, we need to make sure that we have the MCP server available, so that Vibes can interact with that and get the information.
Yeah.
Or
So
it has to be in Exchange, right?
yeah,
Any point
either
Exchange.
of this first option is probably directly connecting to the system. Second is if you can feed it in Exchange, you can feed it in, or you can also, as I mentioned, you can feed it in as a context to the wipes directly as a file folder, and then it will start picking it up from there also. Or maybe you can add it in, like if you have any repository like GitHub repository or anything where you can add it, and then you
Uh-huh.
GitHub also have MCP server, so you can also directly Vibes can connect with GitHub as well.
Okay, good. And is there any limit how many requests, like on the prompt, right? So how many requests we can send?
As far as I know, there is no limit. Yeah.
There's no limit. Okay.
No. Yeah, but you need to, for the Vibes to work, you need to have your Salesforce Einstein.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I have configured a Salesforce org, right?
Yes.
Registered in the endpoint or endpoint platform, enabled in the endpoint platform, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if there is no question, then we can proceed forward. Rohit. Um,
I think that's it. Yeah, the last step was our kind of a question and answer, and I think uh, if there is no question, we can wrap this discussion today.
So, Rohit, are you going to share these slides?
Yes, we can. We will share these slides as well as the recording, and I will be posting this onto the kind of a berry as well.
Right, thank you, and thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing this information. Thank you.
mhm. Yep.
Yeah, Samendra, you were having a question.
No, no, I was also asking for the slides, but you already answered. Thanks for that.
Okay, so you are on the berry, right, where you can access the content, correct?
Yes, yes, we can
Yeah.
access.
So I will be posting it by tomorrow. I will be posting this recording as well as the slides. Okay, so look out there. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Samir, Samendra, thank you so much. And Paneer, thank you so much for this presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Rohit, for organizing. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Mhm.
You too. Bye.